Well, hello there everyone, and welcome to yet another episode here on the Shamblecraft server. And you join me where basically you last left me. But as you can probably tell, there's been some developments. So, off camera since last time, me and Sammy have been working on, first of all, getting the villagers through. We did that using this sort of railroad system here. As you can see, we still have a bunch of villagers left, but we now have each of the slots filled with a villager. And we've been going back and forth a bit, trying to trade up some various things. So we now have a mason, which is fully kitted out, which means we can, first of all, we can get emeralds from clay, which we have a ton of, and we can get bricks, and I know what you're thinking, you can just smelt those, it's the same, but we can also trade stone, which is very practical, because as long as we do sort of the big mining projects using silk touch, that means we'll have a ton of emeralds, and in return we can get a bunch of different things, one of which being the grey and pink glazed terracotta, and also easy access to quartz. Yeah, and I'm not going to go through each and every one of the villages, but like here we have one that gets us a fairly decent price on Silk Touch. Here we have one that will actually get us, even though it's pricey, Efficiency 5. We also have one here that gets us Infinity, Looting 3, Aquafinity, and here we have a villager with Mending. So still some tinkering to do here and there. These villages are probably not the final ones, but we are getting there, as you can see. And me and Sammy have been working on this on and off. And today is going to be a bit of a weird episode because, well, I haven't really decided what we're going to do. And what I mean by that is I have a very long list of things we need to do. However, I haven't fully decided which of the things we're going to... Well, I know what we're going to do to begin with, but I honestly don't know how much we're going to have time for. Because what we're going to be doing in this episode to begin with is that we are going to be recording a little something for a community project. So I go over here, you will see that Sammy has left a shulker box of enchanting station materials that says, "Take me to the Enderman farm." That's a bit of a hint. We are finally making this season's Enderman farm. Also, in terms of like off-camera things, what I also have done is I have actually cleaned up this storage system and tidied it. And as you can see here, the little chest monster that we had here previously is now gone, which is very nice. It's now starting to look a bit more tidy and nice, and I mean, it's the sort of thing that I feel is sort of nice to take care of off camera. And yeah, so we have plenty of things on our list. Enderman farm is one. We also need to take a look at the zombie farm thing here. I mean, we have the skeleton farm up and running and ready, and we also need to deal with the zombie farm. And what we also need to do with these two farms is we need to build the sort of collective storage system that we're going to have for those farms in the middle here, which does mean setting up some sorters. So that is basically going to be our first foray into redstone for this season. But yeah, all of those are on the to-do list. But first of all, what we're going to be doing, we're going to be focusing on the Enderman farm, because having an Enderman farm is something that I've really been looking forward to, because it is a great way to get a ton of experience quite quickly. So luckily a lot of the peeps on the server have been banding together, getting materials and getting ready. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to head over to the end where we are going to rendezvous with all the other people who are joining us for the Enderman farm build. Here we have it. This is the Enderman farm. It's done.
It looks great.
Yep.
So beautiful.
10 out of 10 Enderman farm.
What's water?
Oh no!
Again? Sorry. Sorry.
If anybody would like to join me, I am at 314.4 -2.
3 what?
314 4 negative. Oh, you're that way. All right.
Yep.
concrete.
So
Concrete, baby.
The concrete.
Concrete. Yeah, no, a horrible discovery. Apparently concrete is not as expensive as I thought it was. I don't know if that's like an actual Minecraft thing or if that's also an alternate.
The concrete is fairly cheap, actually.
It is.
How
I
expensive
got.
did you think it was?
4
Well, I
sand,
didn't
4
realize
gravel,
that it was
1
like
died to get 8.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't realize that it was like basically four sand, 4 gravel, 8 concrete.
Yes.
I don't know why. So I had 2 shulker boxes of gravel and 2 shulker boxes of sand. I used less than half of one of them.
Yeah, you combine
Nice.
gravel and sand and they both transform into concrete rather than
Like magic.
compact them into concrete.
Yeah, I'm just stupid. Now I have a lot of extra gravel though. I might just sell it.
Well, okay then, viewers. You join me here in the end, where, as you can see, I am currently being flanked by Poultryman, Finland, Tegsy, and Hruk. And, I don't really know the plan. Newt, what's the plan? Okay.
Not to die.
So
I had
Sacrifice Phali to the void.
the urge to yeet you off while you were doing the intro was immense, but I suppressed it.
okay, so basic plan, we're gonna build little brain. We're gonna build a 10 by 10 square down here and a 31 by 31 square up in the sky.
Nice.
We are going. Yep. We are going to. Hopefully, if I don't get distracted by what folks are doing, there is going to be a 5-wide path going from the glass road that I made over there to all the way up here. Gosh darn it, man.
Hey, Vin, what a way to avoid the conversation.
Vin, I'm sorry.
What happened?
I don't know what happened.
I'm very glad that I got it on camera.
So, the glass is for a couple of different things. There is going to be a long hollow tube up in the center. I would like to have at least one side of it clear so that we can stand there and watch the Endermen fall to their horrific deaths.
The death of gender.
Yes.
The end of gender ender.
Genderman.
Well, okay then, viewers. As you can see, the gender blender is just about done. And once again, we have a TR lurking above my head. And if I go over here... Ow. And if I go over here now, if I'm not murdered by this chicken, we can see that we have a killing chamber here that makes a lot of noise. We have an enchanting station. And we have a system that will deposit all the ender pearls into the void. Bye, Tegsy. And yeah, this means that we won't have what we had for Season 1, which was a sorting system of about 78 million double chests of ender pearls. And should also hopefully help reduce the lag. But yeah, this is very good looking, so good job everyone who helped build it and everyone who helped design it. GG, etc. Gigi. That's how we pronounce nearly. You see, I'm mixing the Norwegian and the English pronunciation of things.
It's beautiful.
Gigi. But this is very good looking, so I like it. And now that means we also have an Enderman farm. In this case, a Genderman farm. All we need now is a server resource pack that makes the Enderman look different.
Yo!
This is probably going to happen now.
All the Endermen are going to look like Doofenshmirtz.
Hey. Wait, now I don't want to kill them, though.
This is true.
See, that's the problem. When you make a mob look too cute, then it's hard to kill them.
Okay, we'll just make it look like TR.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
That was harsh, man.
Wow,
That was harsh.
It hurts!
Oh. Can I keep that in the episode? Sure.
Definitely.
And just like that, peeps, we are back at our base, and the reason for that is that we need to keep moving. So first of all, thank you to everyone who joined for the Ender Farm, or the Gender Blender as it's called, stream. Thank you very much to Newt for spearheading the operation. Thank you very much to Swerver for coming up with most of the design. Thank you very much to Vin for streaming it, and of course thank you to absolutely everyone who joined for it. And Newt was very kind to put up basically all the player heads at the farm so you can see who tagged along for it. But moving on, we have work to do. So you might remember from previous episodes that we have now gotten a lot of things set up here down in our little cave. We have the enchanting corner with the crafting station over there. We have a super smelter. We have a nice little storage system. We have a nether portal. And we have our fairly fresh villager hall. And we have these two farms. We have a skeleton farm right here. And we have a zombie farm right here. And as you can probably tell from the torches, the zombie farm hasn't been activated yet. And the reason for that is that we have a plan. So for the skeleton farm, you might remember that we basically finished that so we would have an easy place to get experience and whatnot. But with the gender blender being ready, we don't really need that anymore to the same extent. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be continuing with the actual plan for the farms. And that is to have this farm have a killing chamber pretty much right there where it is. Have this farm have a similar killing chamber. And what we furthermore want is to have... I'm actually going to jump down. What we want in the middle is a shared storage system that will collect drops from both of them. So right now, the skeleton farm sort of has a drop chute right here. I am going to see if maybe we can move that towards the center, but I'm not sure if I'm going to bother, honestly. Because for this one, we're going to go with the center drop for the zombie farm, which is going to be over there. And the plan is to have a storage system, as it says, a shared storage for the mob farms in the middle, with the goal sort of being that as we use the skeleton farm and as we use the zombie farm, rather than having all of it ending up in you know, their own little chest monster like here, which has mostly been nicely tidied by Sammy, so thank you very much, Sammy. We are going to have a storage system in the middle between the two farms that automatically sorts both of them, so that bones get sorted into bone chests, bows, and the sort of non-stackable items go into one set of chests, zombie flesh goes into one chest, arrows go into one, etc, etc, so that instead of us having to manually tidy it, it will basically do it for us. So that means we have two things we need to do, one of which includes getting up here. There we go. So first of all, we need to finish, you can basically just see the top of it there, we need to make a killing chamber for the skeleton, not the skeleton farm, the zombie farm. So that is first on the list, and once we have that, we can sort of look at the terrain, and we can look at this, and try and figure out how we can make the most efficient storage system in the middle here. And I might actually head into Plot World just to tinker a little bit with the design. But yeah, you can see here, zombie kill is going to be right here. And then we have the skeleton kill over there. And then we're going to have all of this siphoning into, I would say about here. About here. So that's sort of the same distance with a sorter, a overflow, and yeah, basically all you need so that instead of having to manually sort it, it all goes in the middle. And then maybe a crafting station or something that means that we can easily like get the bone blocks together, etc. And then we can use the zombie flesh. We can either cook it to leather because of the resource pack we have, or we can take it up to the villager station that's up there and trade it for emeralds. Yeah, so that is pretty much it, but I think I've explained this thoroughly enough. So why don't I get started on this, and I'll get back to you once we are nearing completion. Well, okay then, some time has passed, but as you can see behind me, we are really getting somewhere. So why don't I give you, even though it isn't fully finished, a little tour of what we've done. So if we start with the sort of pre-existing thing here, which is the skeleton farm, you will see that we have now removed all the chests, all the hoppers. That has now been replaced with a new line of hoppers that goes this way, and these hoppers now go into a dropper system where the items get thrown into a water stream, and that water stream goes all the way around and comes in at the side over here. And over here we have a zombie killing platform, which is basically the same. We have a killing platform right here where basically the zombies drop down, you kill them, and once they die, all the items go into this hopper, which goes into this hopper, which goes into this hopper, which goes into... yeah, you're getting the picture. And this little circuitry here drops the items into a water stream. That takes it all the way to the storage system. So right now, we actually have some zombies dropping down here because it was close enough. So if I now very quickly kill them, you will hear the redstone clicking. And that sends the items through the entire system. And basically it comes in at the back here. And at the back here, we have, as you probably saw in the time-lapse, I honestly don't know how much of it got featured in the time-lapse because it kept crashing on me. But back here we have the sort of bog standard item sorter that I've done many times with a bunch of filters for the various things that the mobs drop, and we have an overflow system at the end. So basically, when you use the skeleton and zombie farm now, all the drops should automatically be funneled in here, and you'll get the bones in one chest, arrows in one chest, zombie flesh, iron, carrots, potatoes, and these three are manual sorting, and this is going to be tools, this is armor, and this is bows or weapons. So yeah, that is pretty much it. And here of course we have the overflow system. One thing I have noticed is that sometimes the items, especially if there's too many of them, they go by so quickly that it doesn't always have time to sort of pick it up, and it ends up in the overflow. So can have to look into that to see if we can improve it. But with that taken care of, most of the work here is in fact done. The only thing that remains is actually to do a bit of decorating. So basically closing off, you can see here like the visible ice paths and all of that. Closing that off, closing off this bit. So basically the next step here is going to be to do a little bit of terraforming and building around this place to make it all sort of fit into the cave itself. We need to remove the sort of bottom section of this skeleton farm that is no longer being used. And for that, I do actually have a plan. I do have a plan on how I want this killing platform here, which is quite high up, how I want that to look. So that is on my to-do list. And yeah, the area down here, we're not going to be doing anything to for the time being, but we are definitely going to go back to that soon. But yeah, that is pretty much the technical side of things taken care of. So all that really remains now is for us to do a little bit of tinkering here and there to make sure that this looks good, and we'll have another part of our base pretty much done. And there we have it. A bit of tinkering later, and as you can see around me, the cave is now looking much better. So what I've basically done, I've cleaned up the edges up top. I haven't done all of it because I ran out of materials. We've moved all the crafting stuff that was over there over here and made like a little crafter's corner with a furnace. With the anvil, we have a grindstone right next to the zombie killing platform. And over here where the skeleton killing platform is, what I did was, and I think I mentioned this in a previous clip, otherwise I mentioned it on a stream, but I had this idea because the killing platform has to be up a bit. I was thinking, well, what if we do it like suspended like this. So what I did, I basically did spruce slabs for the corners, spruce trapdoors, and we then have chains sort of holding it up. So makes it look a little more alive, sort of helps bring that sort of mine shaft aesthetic to it a bit. Left the ladder, but other than that, basically everything else from this corner is gone, and everything has been encased in either moss or mossy cobble or any other blocks to sort of hide all the water streams and whatnot. But yeah, fairly happy with how it turned out. We now have a fully functioning zombie killer over here. We have a fully functioning skeleton killer over there, and both of them are connected to the shed storage system in the middle, which looks to be working just fine. So now we'll be able to collect all the various mob drops much easier, but I am still seeing, it's not as bad as earlier, but I'm still seeing that some of it goes into the overflow, but hopefully that's only when you dump big amounts of stuff. And I've also sort of done a little bit of terraforming here to sort of blend all the terrain together. So yeah, that is pretty much it. I am very, very happy with how this cave here turned out, and I mean, it remains to see what we do next time. Do we want to continue work down here, or do we have some other projects we want to attend to? I'll basically have to look over my list and see what we have next. And apologies for this video being slightly late. If everything goes as planned, you are watching this on Thursday evening. And I was planning on having this video out before, but I basically, first I had a bout with the flu, and then I had my booster dose, which completely knocked me out, as it did with my second dose. So, but I am feeling better now, and hopefully this will be edited in time for my intended sort of Plan B release date. But that is going to be it for now. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching the episode. Thank you very much for all your support, both on the YouTube channel and on Twitch. Make sure you head over there. I stream every Monday and Friday if I am able to, and of course I try to put a video out here every week. But you know this, you've probably been watching for a while. But anyway, that is going to be it. Enough rambling from me. Thank you very, very much for watching, and I shall catch you in the next episode. Bye bye.